Yo, what is up, Poopy Doodoo Love fans? We're back with another video where I just randomly felt like ranking every number one hit song of the decade so far because I saw some dude on Album of the Year do it. So like, hey, I want to do that too. So like you can see I have like 50 tabs open because like I should be doing schoolwork, but nope, I'm doing this instead. So yeah, it's another low quality video, I know, but I'm gonna start racking up the views sometime soon. Don't worry, my channel is not dead. I'm just like having fun uploading for once. So yeah, let's get right in. At the bottom, number I have no idea how that got to the bottom, but okay, Stuck With You by Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. That one hit number one off the debut because it was during quarantine and they're like, yo, we want to be relatable to all the people out there. We're gonna make this really, really boring and lazy song, and then it goes to number one off of sales because I think because like it's quarantine. What are you going to buy? You might as well buy the new hit song from Ariana Grande and just okay, next. Number 55, Heat Waves. You guys pushed this in number one. I cannot believe it. It's so annoying. It drags on so long. It never deserved to be hit in the first place. It only blew up because like I remember watching it on the Hot Rock and Art Alternative Songs chart, and it was already dying there. But all of a sudden, it shoots up because Dream likes out of all people, and then it gets picked up onto the Hot 100 because of TikTok, and then the radio pushes up even farther. Then TikTok comes back, and then radio comes back again, and then all of that it turns into number one, and now somehow it holds the record for most weeks on chart. I cannot believe you. Next, First Class by Jack Harlow. This one is so boring, and also Sweet Sweet Seaman. It hit number one off the debut, so like I don't know. BTS Permission to Dance and Butter was number one, and then the BTS stands noticed they dropped a new song, so they forgot about Butter. They pushed Permission to Dance to number one off the debut on pure sales. Butter fell down to number seven, and then when they realized Permission to Dance sucks, that fell down to number seven, and Butter at number seven went back to number one. So it was number one and seven, and then they switched spots, which is so stupid because like number one is like three times bigger than number seven. But okay, this is just another lazy song. Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras. This is just a complete disaster to collaboration. First off, it sounds terrible. Second, they have no chemistry. Next, wait, this one, how to hit. I'm gonna explain how they hit number one. Like this one, it debuted at like number three, and then once the radio picked up, it got pushed to number one eventually. That's pretty cool. But next, WAP by Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion. This was the biggest single week for any song in 2020 because this one had obviously a lot of shock value, so it got tons of streaming numbers that first week, and well, obviously it fell off pretty fast because once that shock value is gone, people aren't listening to it, so it dropped like a bomb or some other metaphor, I don't know. But for me, there was no shock value in the first week, just ew, naked people. I don't care about that. Number 50, well, 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj. Obviously, 6ix9ine fans are not pushing this guy to number one. It was the Nicki Minaj fans that buy the song like 7 times, and this song is kind of just forgettable. But speaking of forgettable, Tootsie Slide, I think this is for some like stupid TikTok dance. It hit number one off the debut and not Blinding Lights down for 1 week, which is really stupid because like Blinding Lights is such a fantastically put together song, and this is just boring. Next, number 40, What's Next by Drake. This is another boring Drake song. What can I say? It hit number one off the debut like every Drake release because he's Drake. Next, Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. This one hit number one off the debut because it's Ariana Grande and it was during quarantine. They were pushing everything they could to number one, and this one, I never got it. It just doesn't, it's just not cool. Number 46, Say So by Doja Cat featuring Nicki Minaj. Once again, Say So was pretty high in the charts, but once a remix featuring Nicki Minaj dropped, well, it got pushed to number one, and nah, not not good. Number 45, Olivia Rodrigo. Good for you. This one hit number one off the debut because Olivia Rodrigo somehow amassed a gigantic following after driver's license, I guess. Maybe it was something with Disney, I don't know. What I really do not like about this one is that it stopped my life from J. Cole, Moray, and 21 Savage from hitting number one. And all three of those are fantastic rappers that all deserve the number one song. And then we have to give it to this teenage emo. It's not emo, it's just angry teenage girl punk, pop punk. Not my favorite. Number 44, Jimmy Cooks by Drake featuring 21 Savage off the debut because it's Drake. Honestly, Nevermind is not a terrible album. It hits, but this one is just a lazy rap song slapped onto the end of the track list to boost numbers or something. I don't know. I still don't like it. Number 43, Super Freaky Girl. Once again, Nicki Minaj stands. It has a cool sample as well, but like it feels like it was made purely to go to number one. It went to number one, but I'm not listening to it. Flowers by Miley Cyrus. This one was huge, and I don't know why it hit number one off the debut. And Miley Cyrus just sounds so bored on this one. It's not. It's not a great vocal performance from her. Savage by Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce was blowing up on TikTok, and then a Beyonce remix pushed it to number one. I never got it. It's just another TikTok rap song for me. Number 40, Savage Love by Josh685. I still have no idea who that is, but there's Jason Derulo. This one blew up on TikTok, and then a remix from BTS pushed it to number one. I think you can see the pattern with some random artist you never knew was part of the song being slapped there. Like, who who has ever connected Savage Love with BTS? Probably no one, but they are here because BTS somehow pushed this song to number one. And no, it's a decent song on its own, but BTS just don't fit in at all. Way Too Sexy by Drake featuring Future Young Thug off the debut again. It's Drake, and it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I actually don't hate it. Die for You by The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd. This one was blowing up. I have no idea why, like 7 years after it. Yeah, so you think like 6, 7 years. And then a remix with Ariana Grande pushed it to number one. And I really do not think these two have that great chemistry. And on its own, Die For You was not my favorite from The Weeknd at all. It's just a super melancholic song, and it really does not sound good. No, we don't talk about Bruno. This is basically the halfway point, where like the point between bad and good, because I really have no opinion on this song because I have not watched Encanto. So it was it the way it hit number one, it just blew up really fast because people really liked the Encanto soundtrack. Next, Butter by BTS, such an average song. And of course, it went number one because the fans are buying it over and over and over and over. Okay. Positions by Ariana Grande off the debut because Ariana Grande is popular and it's another mediocre pop song in my eyes. And then if the definition of mediocre would be Last Night by Morgan Wallen. This one, it blew up huge because it's Morgan Wallen, but the streaming just kept going up and up, and eventually the radio picked up and it went number one, and it's still there. I cannot believe it. Then Driver's License. I remember opening Spotify charts one day and seeing some random person I have never heard of before suddenly number one on the chart with her debut song or something. Pretty much her debut song, and well, no, I still don't like. I'm still not a huge fan of it. Just doesn't have that much power over me. Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles, it was quarantine, and then like he put the song on sale, and then people bought it and went number one. I'm not. It was 3 years ago. I don't really remember the details. Why doesn't everybody put their song on sale? I don't know, but apparently this one worked, and it's a bit sus, but it's a fun song. So, and Peaches by Justin Bieber, number one off the debut. Uh, it's a groovy song, but like it doesn't really know what it's going for. I really like the smooth verses, but the chorus is pretty catchy on its own, but slap the chorus and the verses together, it just doesn't work the best. Stay by the Kid Laroi, the Justin Bieber the Justin Bieber collab made this debut high, and eventually it just took over. So, and yeah, it's just another annoying bad love song, but it's a bit catchy. I warmed up to it after hearing it so much on the radio. Uh, and then these next two, Vampire and Like Crazy, both of them debuted at number one for being popular artists, and I have no memory of what either of these sound like, so I just slapped them here, just somewhere. Kill Bill by SZA, this one was practically breaking the record for most weeks at number two until there was finally enough room for SZA to hit number one, and I kind of agree with SZA. It's definitely not the strongest off a recent record. Save Your Tears, this one was a late single off of After Hours, and then it really started blowing up, and then the Ariana Grande remix pushed it to number one. I really like how smooth and chill and laid back the song is. It's really simple. Like it doesn't try to do much, but The Weeknd is such a great artist. I love it anyway. And then Ariana Grande pops in with one of her most try hard vocal deliveries to date. Why would you do that? You ruined the song kinda. Number 25, Break My Soul by Beyonce. I don't remember it. It made a big. It debuted decently high, but it made a big jump to number one for some. I don't. Beyonce. Oh, there's a Break My Soul remix. Nope, those did not do anything. I have no idea why I went I have no idea why I shot the number one. Maybe it was like one of the times where the sales just start racking up all of a sudden until it hits number one, and then they just settle down. Like when the fans suddenly decide they want the song at number one, that happened with this song. Like, it's a fun song, but it's a bit long, so I've never really returned to it. Wait For You by Future hit number one off the debut because guess what? It's Drake, and it's a cool song with the Thames vocals, but like it's just a tiny bit underwhelming. And then these next three, Cardigan, Willow, and Anti-Hero, all from Taylor Swift, all good Taylor Swift songs because she is such a consistent artist. The songwriting is fine and the production is fine. But you notice how I use the terms fine right after saying Taylor Swift is a fantastic artist. That is because she is so bad at choosing lead singles. I swear to God, these three are all some of the weakest off of her recent records, and all those three records are really good, especially Midnight. So it's kind of disappointing to see that well, apparently her fans really like Anti-Hero. Also Cardigan, but I don't get it. They're just pretty good for me, I guess. And then, oh yes, I have to mention they all hit number one off the debut because it's Taylor Swift. Just like Dynamite, BTS, first number one hit, and it was off sales, and it's a fun song. It's a decent BTS song. Yeah, I don't know. I warmed up to it after hearing so much on the radio. It's like, you know what? Maybe BTS is pretty good, and now they are my favorite K-pop group. Next, Up by Cardi B. This one is a rap banger. And why did it hit number one? Because nothing else was there to stop it. It was not a big, it was not a huge song. When it hit number one, it was it was not a huge song, but it was still the biggest of that week. So it just floated up. Next, The Scots by The Scots. This is a pretty cool song. It's a vibe. It's a vibe from Travis Scott and Kid Cudi. I don't know. This is a forgettable song now I think about it. I can barely remember anything. I don't know. It was pretty cool when it came out. I listened to it a bit. It hit number one because, well, it's Travis Scott, but also because it was part of a Fortnite concert. And this is a song that permanently kicked off Blinding Lights from the number one spot, which is really stupid, but okay. It's still the biggest song of all time, so I can't. Blinding Lights is, so I can't complain. Next, we have Easy on Me by Adele. She's a great singer. This is a good piano ballad. I can't. It's just acceptable. Yep. And this one, since Adele is British, this song actually released like 4 hours early in the United States. And just off that 4 hours, Easy on Me broke the record for most daily sales. So that pushed it to number 61 on the chart. And then, well, so like number 61 after 4 hours when every other song had an entire 7 days. That's pretty impressive. So, like, you shouldn't be surprised when it's shot in number one next week, but technically it's not a debut. That's a bit silly. Number 60, My Universe by Coldplay and BTS. BTS shot this in number one with sales. You know that. I cannot believe my grade 8 class did not like this. Like this. Like, they have no reason not to like this. They are fans of BTS. They probably have no idea about how Coldplay's discography has been on a downhill roller coaster. So, like, I don't get it at all. It's really decent for a Coldplay, a recent Coldplay song, and they have great chemistry. So it's just a fun pop rock track. Yep. Lil Nas X Montero hit number one because they just put out a new gay song, and well, it's a pretty good gay song. And number one. Yeah, it debuted at number one. Yeah, now I remember. Okay, next, Harry Styles, As It Was, debuted at number one because Harry Styles, I don't know how this song is so massive, but it's it's a fun song. Like, after hearing it on the radio so much, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start enjoying this so that I can continue to listen to the radio because this is like 70% of the radio. Like, when I turn on the radio, like, there's a 79% chance that As It Was would be on. So, like, if I hated the song, then I could never listen to the radio again. So just like, and especially because I live in Canada. In the US, it died a few months ago. In Canada, it's still going strong. So, like, I just can't hate it. Number 13, Franchise. This song sounds so cool. It was super weird when I first heard it because it's a real goofy beat. The structure is real goofy. The flows too. But now that I think of it, it's probably a pretty good song, especially. And did you know Travis Scott is dropping a song in 2 days? I am so excited. It's featuring The Weeknd and Bad Bunny. And the week after that, it might be the full record. I am so excited. Anyways, this song, it hit number one because of an extremely unexpected amount of sales. I was so surprised. I thought it would be like number 8, but nope, number one. And also, I remember there's a future remix of this song where they take out MIA. That one's so much better. This one's pretty good too. It is my bedtime, 11:04. Next, Bad Habit by Steve Lee. This song is so sweet. I understand why TikTok loves it. TikTok pushed this song to number one if you're not. And then next, All I Want for Christmas Is You. I've actually only heard the song in full like 4 times. I don't understand why people keep complaining about it. Maybe it's a US thing, I don't know. But I've never been subjected to overplay of this thing, and it hits number one. You can probably guess it hits number one every year in December. It's really good as a Christmas song. I understand why they chose this one. Next, Mood by 24K Gold. This song is so funny. It I see why it blew up so fast and then it's so big. It's such a fun little short trap pop song. It's really cool to listen to. Next, number 9, Rasar Polo G. Polo G has a lot to say on this one, and I think he does a really good job. It's pretty catchy too. I hit number one off the debut. I have no idea how Polo G debuted at number one, but well, he did. Number 8, Rockstar by DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch. This one debuted at number 9 after DaBaby dropped the record, and then it quickly popped. It quickly went to number one because, like, damn, it's such a good rap song. Why is it such a good rap song? Who knows? I really like it. Number 7, Life Goes On by BTS. This is such a great ballad. It sounds so nice. My ears thank BTS for stuff like this. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody other than a BTS saying who even like calls this better than mid. I don't understand. Are they not giving this a chance at all? Just because it's by the big K-pop group that keeps shooting the number one on pure sales? I don't know. Next, All Too Well, Taylor's Version by Taylor Swift. It's a 10-minute song. It's a 10-minute ballad too. So like the fact that I like it this much despite not being a prog rock track, that's really impressive. Good job, Taylor Swift, breaking the record for the longest number one song of a remix of a song that was released 10 years earlier. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it debuted at number one because like it's Taylor Swift and the songwriting is amazing. What can I say? Number 5, Circles by Post Malone. Maybe this one's mostly off of nostalgia, but like it's such a great pop song. I still love listening to it. It hit number one. This was before quarantine, before streaming sales took over. So this one, uh, it just had an organic rise. It debuted decently high, and a few months later, the radio picked up enough for it to go to number one. Back when chart watching was a bit more fun than it is now, it's like, oh, a new song is going straight to number one. But yeah, I love Post Malone. Next, you can kind of see it up there. Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic. Absolutely beautiful. Like, I really need to explain more? Like, it's Silk Sonic. Such a fantastic record. This one debuted really high, and then like a month later, it rose to number one because it's just so good. And you probably guessed it top three just from like if you tuned in. If you're tuning in now, you're probably there for my ranking the most streamed songs on Spotify. So yep, it's The Box. Eater. So such a banger. This one was also my introduction to rap music, which is really cool. It debuted like near the middle of the chart when it was released, and then after Christmas ended, it went really far up. Like it rose fast because like people were listening and people were loving it. With back then, that was like actually a thing. Now it's like now they just only push popular artists. Back then, if a song was good, they might push it up. What I just said is a complete lie. Complete lie. Forget about that. Yeah. then it hit number 1 off of streaming. Streaming just skyrocketed. It had a big ring. Next, Industry Baby by Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow. Oh my god. Watching the journey to number 1 with this one was so stressful. It debuted at number 2, blocked by Butter. I cannot believe that. So it dropped to number 7 the next week. And then it slowly started rising up again. And eventually got to like number 4, I think. And then Lil Nas X dropped his debut album, so it tried to shoot back up, but it got blocked by Stay this time at number 2. But this time, it stayed at number 2, slowly closing in on the margins, and then eventually, Easy on Me by Adele was set to release, and if that one came out, the Industry Baby had no chance at number 1. So Lil Nas X had to act fast, so he dropped an extended remix where he put like an extra 4 lines at the end of the song, which is completely useless, but the tiny amount of extra sales that he got from that pushed Industry Baby to number 1 for 1 week. I was so happy when that happened because this is such a fantastic song, and also there's gay naked people dancing in the shower. It's an anthem for the ages. And then number 1, Blinding Lights. You already know it. I could probably like practically recite the chart run off the top of my head. It was like it debuted at number 11. Since it was Christmas, it flopped fast, so it went to like 52, then 72, then 79, then Christmas gone, so it shoots up to like, I don't know, 51, then 31, then like 22, 20, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 7, 4, 2, and then it hit number 1. That was so cool, and I'd still probably call this my favorite song of all time. And yeah, that's about it for this video. And sorry for the blue text, I took this straight from Wikipedia. That's about it. Bye bye.